Thank you, Dr. Resnick. Chair now recognizes Ms. Trahan for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Dobbs decision has thrown reproductive health care into a state of pandemonium, creating uncertainty for providers and recipients of health care. Even health care services like fertility treatments may face an uncertain future post-Dobbs, particularly in Republican-controlled states where proposed abortion bans define life as beginning at fertilization. According to the CDC, about 10% of women in the United States ages 15 to 44 have difficulty getting pregnant or staying pregnant. This is a painful reality that I know all too well. My husband and I had our two beautiful daughters, now 8 and 12, through in vitro fertilization. And I can tell you that treatments affect women and families physically and emotionally. The hormone therapies, the surgeries, the ultrasounds, they don't always result in the joy of a successful pregnancy. In fact, many patients, myself included, endure devastating loss, trauma, and miscarriage that can threaten the health of an expectant parent. Constituents of mine have reached out to my office in a state of panic, wondering what the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade means for access to fertility treatment. One of those messages read, quote, "If in vitro were outlawed, my nephew would not have his beautiful children. We must work to protect those rights and these health issues. It is imperative." Fertility treatment is a difficult journey that hopeful parents should be able to navigate with guidance from a trusted provider, free from political interference. Dr. Verma, what are some of the questions facing providers regarding fertility care in the wake of Dobbs and passage of extreme abortion bans, and how does that uncertainty affect providers' ability to deliver quality care to patients seeking IVF treatments?
Thank you for that question and for sharing your story. So we've absolutely seen that these restrictions are extending into all aspects of reproductive health care and medicine more generally. And so I have definitely heard concerns about the impact on people that are pursuing IVF treatments, on people that have frozen embryos that they're hoping to use. And my answer is honestly that I don't know, because none of us know, right? Like, I'm the doctor that's providing this care. I don't understand how these laws apply to our day-to-day practice of medicine because it's not clear to anyone. And that's the issue here. We know how to do the medicine. We don't know how these laws, what they mean. They're most often not written by medical professionals, and they just don't make sense. So I don't know. I think there will be an effect, but I can't tell you exactly what it's going to be because we're trying to figure this out just like everyone else is. It wasn't thought about in advance.
Yeah, there are already reports of providers who are uncertain whether state-level abortion bans might criminalize standard fertility services, and others detail patients frantically seeking to move their stored embryos to states that guarantee reproductive rights, fearful that anti-abortion politicians could give states control over when and how they decide to conceive. One more for you, Dr. Verma. What resources do providers need to be able to help patients receiving fertility care navigate post-Dobbs uncertainties?
So what we really need, again, we know how to do the medicine. There is no way for the government to tell us any better how to do the medicine. What we need is for the government to not interfere in our practice of medicine so that we can do what we know to do, which is to provide compassionate, evidence-based care to all our patients, including those that are seeking IVF treatment.
Well, speaking of other uncertainties, on the legal side, the picture seems just as unclear. Professor Littman, based upon existing state statutes as well as the door that's now been opened by the Dobbs decision, in addition to abortion care, what other reproductive health care services do you believe might also be at risk to political attack?
There are many reproductive healthcare services that are potentially open to attack, including IVF treatments. So in Utah, Utah's abortion ban is broad enough that it has caused some people, including legal experts, to suggest that it might apply to IVF treatments. The Idaho Attorney General indicated that it would be up to local DAs to decide whether to prosecute cases of IVF. And this is partially because of the fervor of the anti-abortion movement and politicians who have unleashed a wave of legal mechanisms to attack providers as well as people who support those those who obtain abortion care, whether it's bounty hunter regimes that allow any private citizen, not just prosecutors, to sue individuals who provide abortion care, or whether it is state laws that allow state district attorneys to step in and sue individuals if local district attorneys are unwilling to sue them. These laws enable a broad array of mechanisms for individuals to impose legal liability on anyone who comes close to providing many different kinds of reproductive health care.
Yeah, doesn't sound like pro-life to me. Thank you. I yield.